Hey y'all, so I'm back for a mega Gelli printing session on our cards. I feel like I have a group left. Let me see, here's my deck. And these cards are all in various states of completion. So I have this left. I have 1, 2, 3 groups left. We're heading into December. So I want to have the month of December just to really try to finish this up. Hopefully we don't have to go into January, but so I thought, let me just show you how I'm going to have a few sessions, maybe a few of them not even on camera myself, just to get through them. So I just thought, let's just get in here and get some printing done so that we can then embellish and do things on top of it. So I have this stack here, I guess about 15 or so cards. And I'm going to do the what is it? I can't even think. This Watercolor Technique, because you guys really loved that one, and I did too. So I kind of want to just be able to play some more with watercolor. So you know how we did it. We just put it right on the plate. So I have, this is indigo that I'm working with right now. These are the Arteza, as you know. Or you may not know, but what did I do with them? They are the Arteza. And I'm trying different colors. I'm doing indigo. I'm doing the orange yellow, the ballerina pink, and the indigo. Why I picked those colors? I don't know. They just sounded interesting. So let's get some orange over here. I figured the two coming together will make a nice Ganesh brown. So I'm okay with them mixing a bit. It's okay. I'm just kind of putting stuff in spots. Okay. Let's go ahead and get these cards. And I'm just gonna, I love the way the watercolor just seeps into the cards. Just makes a really beautiful, like etheric, you know, wash type of look. I don't know how many cards I pulled, but I sort of just decided I got a big group of them. And because I just want to do this as a marathon kind of session, we're just going to print. We're just going to kind of just get in here and print. Not a whole lot of extras, just the printing, so that we can this done. Just put some more down there. Alrighty. Okay. Let me get a piece of, you know, I like to use this brown paper because then it allows me to have extra. I love working with this paper and collaging anyway, so gives me a little something there. And where are my, here we are. So I don't want to pull some of it up as I go because I don't want it all to be sort of muddy. All right, here we are. So let's pull this up. Yes. I just love the quality of how you get that, you know, sort of spotting into the cards. Great. Perfect. The indigo is nice. Okay. Okay. So we're getting that first level of color on our cards, which is really amazing because, oh, I like the way that blue and that orange can together made a nice green. Oh, I like that. I just wiped that off. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'll put this pink on there now. Let's really get a good wash in here. Just getting it on the plate. This is kind of like a paint with me session. But this would be a good one just to, so you guys can be in your studio working, just turn it on and just start painting. So, you know, we can kind of keep each other company to get through these. This is a technique you've seen me do before. Just, so I'm going to put this down here again, because now I want the colors, you know, to start muting. And I like the muted colors. So get another layer on here. Let's see, how many cards do I have here? I'm basically working with 15 cards. I'll just turn it upside down so I can get some different places on here. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and okay. Let's see. We got here. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, look how that pink. It's gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, I love it. It's called ballerina pink. I like that. It does remind you of ballet slippers. I danced for years ballet. I studied Cicchetti Russian. And I danced in my early years, I danced at the Washington Ballet. So I'm very familiar with ballerina pink. These are good. I'm loving that pink. That pink has brought a nice quality to these prints. All right, so let's go ahead and get oh yeah, look at that. The other side going. All right, so we're gonna do the other side of these cards. I'm gonna come back that indigo. And I'm going to kind of purposefully get that green again. I like that green. Kind of get that orange down and just start kind of mixing it on the plate. So I still have some, so the blue will come through, but we'll, you know, some orange will be there, but we'll start getting that greeny blue, which is just yummy. Okay. So I'm gonna go back and do the back side of these. So that'll be 15 cards during this session. Okay, I'm 9 minutes in, just so we can keep track of it. During this session, we want to get all these cards done with our basic, you know, paint on them, our jelly printing on them, so that we can come back and then use them and do the collaging or rubber stamp, or even go back and jelly print some more on top of them. whatever you want to do. The point of this one is just to get us our cards going with a lot of good paint on it. And our color palettes. Okay. Just Gelli printing with wild abandon. See what we see. Okay. Yes. Lovely. Just love the surface. See, that watercolor just lays on. And then what's nice is it's so much still on the plate here that when I go to put the acrylic down, it'll activate it in with the acrylic, and that's how we get some more variations. Oh, I love this color. Okay. Look at that. That color is just yummy. Right. So, let me see. I think I'll do one more round of this. I need to put some more of the pink. That's what I want, some pink. So you know what I'm going to do? I'll put it right on the plate. Let's try doing it like we do. You know, acrylic, why not? Put it right on there and then use water and just kind of create these washes, right? Let's give it a try. You never know what it's going to do until you just do it. Okay. We're just getting a good amount of water on this plate. Not a lot. I mean, it's not overly wet, but I wanted to activate some more of the colors that were down there. Just getting it down there. Kind of now deciding some of the first sides I want to kind of put down, and even though I was trying to redo these sides, but some of it was like really orange. I want to kind of mute that orange a little bit in some of those cases. So yeah, that's why I've sort of switched things around a bit. Okay. Yep. Myself a little bit of coffee here. Alrighty. Loving these. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that bit of pink and what have you there. Oh, are you gonna focus? Let's see. Love it. Oh yeah, these are great. Okay, so now we are definitely at the point. We got enough color down there, but still enough, you know, open space. Now we're going to start laying down some of the acrylic, as in glazes. Yep, these are good. Yep. Perfect. So now what we'll do, so I'll sort of move this out the way. And we'll go for rolling out some. So I'm going to start off, because I like to get my sort of my dark tones mixed in. So I'm going to start off with a very, very thin layer of color shift. I mean, literally, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of get it so that most of it actually lifts back up. Get it rolled out nicely. So that's just, you know, spotted. Like you know, like you see, it's just so little down here. I'm actually pulling it back up. It's drying out so much, I'm literally pulling it back up. That way you get that sort of grunge look without it being like totally black on there. We're just really kind of seeding the plate. Okay, so I'm gonna put that one to the side because I don't want that black to get reactivated. Now I'm gonna come with, let's start off with this Martha Stewart Champagne. This is one of the newer ones. When I went to buy all the gold, the champagne gold, and she's discontinuing it. My goodness gracious, these people. Can y'all just let your little company stick with one thing or another? Or at least check in with the Gelli Printing community, right? Ask us what we like. Goodness sakes. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and lay these down. Any kind of order. Just get them down. Now this plate is going to not going to be a lot of moisture on it, because these are very thin layers. But the whole point of this technique is to have these thin layers so that we're only picking up bits of the color off the plate, because we're not trying to completely cover up all of our watercolor, right? We want that to still kind of peek through. So we just have to kind of work with these thin layers and build up. And as the plate gets juicier and juicier, yummier and yummier, we'll start getting those pull-ups of color that, you know, just really makes taking our time so worth it. Oh yeah, look at that. Yes, see how we're starting to get that color up. And see how you get that little bit of dark in there? You know, it's just enough of it so it's not overpowering. And you just seed the plate with that color. Oh, this is yummy. Okay. Yes. Oh, great. That Martha Stewart with the with that black flash down there kind of makes it look like a steel kind of gray or something. It's really pretty. And the reason why I start off with the bright colors is I know I like a muted palette. Look at that. That's good stuff. I love a muted palette, but I like to see those bits and bobs of bright popping through, like how this orange is. So if you start with slightly bright tones as your first base, then you always kind of have that pop of color without it going too dark on you. See how that orange is really holding up throughout it all. So we still get that pop of color without everything just being, you know, grunge dark. Yes, these are good. So I'm gonna put those down. Yes, love it. Put that one there. Make sure I get okay. So now we're going to flip these over because I want to do the other side. And now I'm going to use the Martha Stewart Champagne Gold, because now my plate is really starting to really have a lot of information down here that's going to start being pulled because everything is kind of getting smushy and the plate's getting warmed up. The cards are nice and warmed up. So, you know, now we can go for this. So I'm flipping it over and getting the other side of these. These are really yummy. So really, you could just have a session, which is why I'm showing you guys like this. I wanted to make it quick. We're at 20 minutes, so I wanted to see how quickly we could just get in and do, I know what I want to do. I don't know if it was there. These I pulled aside. I wanted to kind of get again. I wanted to see, you know, if we just jumped right in, how much printing. Wait a minute. Oh, shoot. I'll just do that again. Till we get done, basically in a half an hour. So basically, we're able to get a good foundation of about 15 cards doing this multi-layer process. You know, we're not trying to just all junk them up, you know, with layers of paint. Just, you know, real quickly, we can still build up, so we can still get these real rich layers built up, working between our watercolors and our glaze colors to pull some really complex color prints here, which is the name of the game. Let's see. Oh, yeah, look at this. Yeah, that's gorgeous. See how we've got that gold popping in there now? Let's see if I can get it to focus. Almost wrong with my light today. You know what it is? You know, I live in Arizona, and it's sunny 364 days of the year. But today, it's a lot of rain. Look at that. And so the normal light that I have coming through, even though I have my light boxes up, and actually have 2 up today because, oh, look at that. Because it is so gloomy, I'm not getting that extra daylight coming through that I'm used to. So if it looks a little bit dark, I apologize. It's just the weather. Yes, this is yummy. I'm getting all this extra goodies. So we're going to do another pull. Let's see, which color do I want to use? I feel like I want to... just want these to build up. I feel like I want to use, what color do I want to use? These are good. Yes. Maybe I will use, I need to use something that's going to be tacky so that it'll pull the rest of this up. I'm thinking, truthfully, where's my Azteca gold? I think I got a bit of that still left. I have some coming, but I feel like, will I have enough? Am I going to have enough to... Okay, I'm supposed to be on a timetable here, right? Where is my Azteca gold? You hear me back here trying to find it. I want a good tacky color, and I know that, maybe I'll just go with this gold. I know that I should be able to get it with this. This is an Aztec gold. This is just the gold. It's a little richer, and I really want to try to get it so that I'm picking all this extra material up off the plate. And I kind of want another kind of gold tone than what I have. Let's see what we can do here. I'm still doing it thin because this is a bit thicker. I'll get the other side. Let's see what we can pull up here. I don't know. Sometimes when you change and get a slightly thicker acrylic, what happens is that you can pull more of those built up layers off the plate, which is what I'm trying to do here. so that we get that really kind of tacky, built up kind of color thing going on that we love, like the old wall thing, you know? It's old walls. Just going to kind of use the brayer because there's all kind of goodies on this brayer. And not only is it flattening it, but actually I'm getting other color on this side because the brayer has, let me go back to this dark one too. That one that I did the black on with. Now that the paint is wet, you see how this color is popping? It's enough color black on here that the wet paint that's down on this side is going to attract that black. And so it's going to give me some highs and lows on this that is really looking good. You can see how it's popping on these cards. You see how I'm getting that black flash? Okay, let's see. So what are we on? 26 minutes. I'm trying to keep the timing so I can really say, okay, yeah, in 30 minutes we're able to get the front and backs. Oh, these are gorgeous. See how that gold, that extra, that in the inexpensive paints like the Martha Stewart and you know, some of the deco arts, I love them because they're great for glazing. But you can see right here how we just got so much more gold. This Azteca, and interestingly enough, the Azteca costs the same as these, because people say, oh, yeah, but the tubes are so small. But guess what? This is nearly an ounce, and this is 2 ounces. This ends up being, I think I figured out it was like 93 cents a tube. So basically 2 of these is still cheaper than the Martha Stewart, which is $3.29. So don't let the size of those tubes really kind of get to you, because they really aren't. Oh, look at that. They really are, the cost per use value is actually pretty high on them. Yeah, and the colors are they're so richly pigmented that you get a lot in those, a lot of pigment, more so than the other craft paints. But I love them all because they do different things, and that's the main thing to remember. With my technique, I'm playing against the inexpensive paints, the better quality paints, you know, because the reality of it is that that's how you get the variation in colors. What I'm doing now is I'm just kind of going back, and it's allowing me to pick up some of that material that's just sitting there. It's wet enough, and that's how we get those bits and pieces for that old wall look. These are gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one more run. Oh gosh, look at these. Kind of hard to appreciate them because my light is not. Look at you, but you can see that. Look at that. Ugh. Looks like an old wall in a Venetian palace. Oh, I love it. Me and old walls. I don't know what it is with my fascination with old walls. But when I travel, most of my camera is full of pictures of, yeah, you guessed it, old walls. Okay, so I'm going to come back on this side, and I'm going to use, I'm going to go back to the Martha Stewart Champagne Gold, because what I want to do on the other side is I want to have the variation now of a glazed gold and a bit of this gold that's still down here from the Azteca, okay? And I mean from the Arteza. And I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put a little bit around so that I can ensure that there'll be bits and pieces of it even mixed in on this. Okay. And so now we're going to get this side. And then we're going to be done. Boy, we got a lot done. And these layers are just lush. They're just lush. I'm really happy with these cards. Okay, so let's see what I have. I'll put this one upside down like that. This one will go like that. This, yep, perfect. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this again using the color off of the brayer. And then we'll come back with this one that has the black on it. Even though this brayer is dry, it's so built up. You see how the color is built up on there? So that's still hitting the wet paint on here. And it's releasing just the right amount of grunge. Really make these cards sing. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Yes. Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah, that's good. Sometimes you have to just dig down into the plate so it really just pushes that extra material on it. But see that? So you guys can really see what I'm doing here. See this extra right there? All of that. See if I can get it to focus with the light. That's all the bits and pieces that I'm picking up on this card. And that's what gives that old wall technique, because it's a variation in layers and levels. You can see that that's sitting up off the surface as compared to what's beneath it. So that's what I'm going for. And that's why I work with a dirty plate, because of all those goodies that just, you know. So when you get down to this last little bit like this, just, you know, put your cards back down on the plate, because the plate is now really got a lot of extra on it, and also it's you know, it's very moist and it's sticky. It's like tacky, so it's going to pick up. And look how that indigo now, several layers down with this gold on top. If that doesn't look like a Venetian wall, tell me it doesn't. Oh my goodness, you guys see that? I'm trying to get it. I'm sorry. This camera. There. Look at that. Ah, gorgeous. And that watercolor is what's doing it. You got to put that watercolor layer down for this technique. So we're going to call this our Venetian wall technique, okay? I have to name things. That way I can remember them too when I want to use it. So yeah, that Venetian wall technique, Robyn, let's make that happen. But see, that watercolor layer just really maintains itself. Even though we've got this acrylic on top of it, and we've got the old wall look. And the nice thing about it is that the acrylic sets that watercolor, so you don't have to worry about it, you know, bleeding, or if it gets wet, anything happening, because the acrylic layers is now really setting that in. I'm getting a lot of stuff off the plate now. See how clean the plate is pulling? It's really taking everything off, which is the good news. Yes, look at that. So there we are. So I know we just came up on 33 minutes and 42 seconds. And we got 15 cards done, front and back. So now these are just ready for us to then, I mean, I could go on these and then start doing my Sumi ink on the plate, or just go ahead and Sumi paint on top of them. We can collage on top of these, and we can stamp, use our rubber stamps and everything. So this is what I'm suggesting. I'm going to do these a few more times myself so that I can get a nice base of my cards finished up. I say probably I have, these are 15. I probably have about 70 cards left. So I'm going to just knock those out, although I'll do another session. But then what we're going to do is do the sessions where we start going through our cards, collaging, stamping, doing everything to kind of make them harmonized, so that then we can put our text on it. Alrighty, so there we have it. I'll just kind of hold these up so you guys can see how yummy they are. And I always do a screenshot of them for the, you know, for the, what do you call it, the banner, so that that way you always can see them even closer. All right, guys. So take care. Thank you for hanging out with me. Love you all. Appreciate all the comments and everything. I had a lot of fun with the everything we did last week. Now I understand I can't even use that word on YouTube, so I won't say it. But anyhow, guys, take care. Thanks a lot. Love your comments. Love you all. You guys are awesome, awesome creators, and thank you so much for being a part of my community here on YouTube. All right, take care. Bye-bye. And also like and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye-bye.